Hi everyone, I'm Becca at Becca's Books, and I'm here today to show you the books that I plan on reading for the month of August. And why do I always have a glare with my glasses? And I can't see without my glasses, so sorry about that. But yeah, I'm here to show you the books that I plan on reading for the month of August, which BookTubeAthon has started. It's the first week of August, and it is the 5th, and it started on the 3rd, and it goes through the 9th. I'm really late in filming this, but I have already started reading for it, so let's show you the books that I plan on reading. There are 7 challenges, and you're supposed to pick a book for each challenge, and I can go a little crazy with books, and so I picked 2 for each challenge, because I couldn't decide which ones I really wanted to read. I have some really good books that I've really been meaning to read, and I just okay, I'm going to pick two for each. Just going to go with it. So let's see if I can do it. But if I can't finish all of them, of course, this week, I'm gonna read the rest over the course of the month. So the first challenge is to read a book with blue on the cover, and I chose some very blue books. I chose Gilded by Christina Farley. I just recently got this one, so this is a sneak peek from my book haul next week, Wednesday. It's got to do Korean mythology and gods and demigods and stuff like that, and it sounds really good. And I just came across it on Amazon. It was cheap, and the cover's gorgeous. So hopefully I really enjoy it. And then I picked Aragon by Christopher Paolini. This is going to be a reread for me. I read this, I want to say 6-7 years ago, and I read the first 3 novels of the series. There's 4 all in total. And Bersinger was supposed to be the last one, though, because it was a trilogy. And then you finish Bersinger, and you're like, wait, this didn't end, and then the last page tells you Inheritance, the 4th and final book, will be coming out. And I was so upset, because it takes 2 or 3 years for these books to be made, because they're really hefty, and it's high fantasy and all that, and they're really good, though. So I'm I had to wait 2 or 3 years, because I picked up Bersinger the minute it came out, because I thought it was going to be the end. It wasn't. So I picked up the entire series. It's right up here, and I'm just going to try and read one a month. I'm going to see if I can do that, and hopefully finish the series. It's got to do with dragons, if you haven't guessed by the cover. The second challenge is to find an author that has the same first letter of your last name. My last name starts with an S, so I chose Poison Study by Maria V. Snyder. This is another reread for me. I loved it. I read it last year, and I just loved it. But I never continued on with the series, so I picked up all the books. They're right over here, and I'm just going to do it. I'm going to try and read 1 a month, maybe 2 a month, because they're just so good, and I fly through these like crazy. I just picked this one up yesterday, I want to say, and I'll be done with it, I think, tonight or tomorrow. It's so good. And then I also picked up, or chose, The Sin Eater's Daughter by Melinda Salisbury. This one I just picked, I picked this one up, I want to say the month it came out, and the cover is just so gorgeous. And it was on Half Price Books for 20% off, and it looks really good. I don't know what a Sin Eater's Daughter would do. I don't know why she's in the glass. I don't know, but it's just, the cover's gorgeous, and on the back it says, "I am the perfect weapon. I kill with a single touch." Sounds really good, so hopefully I will enjoy that. The next challenge is to choose a book that you just acquired. So you just bought, you just got, you received. I went out to Barnes & Noble I want to say last week. So again, here's some sneak peeks to my book haul next week. And I picked up At His Service by Suzanne Rock. This is a adult steamy romance, so if you're not into that kind of thing, or if you are not an adult, or you're not old enough, do not read this because it's definitely steamy and it's got some dominance stuff in there. I have actually already read and finished this. It's very good. It's got to do with Italian hotel owners, and it's the first in a Playboys of Boston novel. The second one I think is coming out in December, so I have a long ways to wait for the next one. But it was really good and I enjoyed it. So if you like that kind of thing, definitely recommend it. And then the minute I saw this book, I didn't want to spend the money because it's a $15 book, but I just saw it and I had to have it. And that's Wolf Bride by Elizabeth Moss. And it's got to do with the Tudor Court. And okay, it's a Lust in the Tudor Court novel. And of course the blurb is 50 Shades of Tudor Sex. So again, if you're not old enough to read this, don't. It's definitely adult, steamy romance. I haven't read it yet, but I do plan on reading it soon because I love anything to do with Tudor Court. It's just, it's like one of my most intriguing topics. And yeah, I definitely want to read that soon. The next two has to do with the challenge to pick a book you really want to read. And for these two books, I was so upset because these two books, when I found out they were coming out, I wanted them so bad. They sounded so good, and I was like, I'm going to read them the minute it comes out. I bought them like the day they came out, and then I put them on my shelf and I never touched it. And I was so upset because these books just sound so good. The first one is ACOTAR, or A Court of Thorns and Roses, by Sarah J. Maas. And this one is a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. It's got fairies in it. It sounds so good. And I read Throne of Glass and loved it. I haven't read the rest of the series, so please no spoilers for that. But oh my god, I wanted so badly to read it when it first came out, and I didn't. And I've heard really mixed reviews on it. Like, some people really love it, or some people really hate it. And I'm hoping I'm going to be one of the people that really love it, because it just sounds so good. Oh my god, I'm dying to read this book. And then the next one is the same. It's The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Ahdieh. I picked this up the day it came out. I took it home, and I put it away. I just didn't touch it, and I was so upset because this one has definitely been on my list for a while. It's a retelling of 1001 Nights, and I love that. When I was young, I had a book. It was called The Storyteller's Daughter. Don't remember the author, but I loved it. I think I read that one like 3 times. I loved it, and I don't know what I did with it. I'm so upset because I really love that book. And it has to do with a prince who marries a girl every night, and then he kills her by dawn. She's executed. And I'm just like, what the hell? What's going on? And then the main character in this book, her best friend was one of those wives, so she volunteers to be his next wife, and she plans on killing him. And she lasts longer than just a one night. So yeah, it definitely sounds really good. I really hope I love it, because again, like ACOTAR, it's really loved or really hated. So, but there is the end pages, and they're so, oh my god, I definitely want to pick this one up soon. The next challenge is one I'm totally cheating, and I don't regret that, because the next challenge is to pick a person's favorite book, another person's favorite book, and I don't really know a lot of people that read, and my best friend who reads, me and her read the same book, or we read the same book, so it's not like I can go to her and be like, hey, what's your favorite book? I want to read it, because her favorite book is probably one of my favorite books. So yeah, so I just decided, well, I'm going to pick my favorite books because I'm due for a reread anyway. And the first one is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I picked up the collector's edition, the Target one. It's pink, and I love it, and it's so gorgeous. It has a sneak peek of Carry On, which is her next upcoming novel, which has to do with Simon Snow, which of course has to do with Fangirl. If you've read Fangirl, you'll know what I mean. And the pages are so beautiful, and there is a pink bookmark, and yeah, it's just, I definitely want to reread this book. It's so good. I loved it, and I love Kath, and I love Levy, and oh my god, I definitely want to reread it. And then the next one I chose for that is Warrior Rising by PC Cast. This is the 6th in her Goddess Summoning series, which, funny enough, I read this one first. This one I picked up and I loved. You don't really have to read the rest of the series, but again, it's an adult steamy romance which has to do with the Trojan War, Greek mythology, gods and goddesses. I mean, it's her take on what happened, the Trojan War, but an adult romance kind of thing, and it's Achilles, it's Achilles. It's so good, and I read this one first, and then I found out it was the 6th in the series, and I went and I got 1 through 5, and I love this one more, because this was so good. It's my favorite. So yeah, this one I think I've read like 4 or 5 times since I read it last, or since I first read it. Yeah, definitely my favorite. And then the 6th challenge is to read a book without letting go of it. So of course I had to choose a graphic novel or a manga, and I chose manga, which I chose Ottoman by Aya Kano. And this has got to do, this one I've already read and loved. This one is about Asuka, I think that's how you say his name. And he's into all the girly stuff. Like, he loves to sew, he loves to cook, he loves shoujo manga, or shoujo beat manga. He loves romance novels. I mean, it's so cute. But his mother, when she found out, she forbade him from that. She said he had to be more manlier, so he has suppressed his love of girliness. And yeah, it's so good. And then he meets a girl who definitely can't sew or cook. Save her life. Can't. It's just, yeah. It's really good. I definitely recommend it, that manga. And then I picked up Fairy Tale by Hiro Mashima? I don't know how to say that. Mashima? I don't know. I love Fairy Tale. I've watched the first 50 episodes, and I know there's a lot more, but I've only watched the first 50, and I love it so much. I am totally into Fairy Tale. I have the shirts, I have like keychains, I'm hooked completely, and so I had to get the manga so I can just catch up with the manga then. And there's a lot of manga too. I think there's like, I want to say there's 40. I might be totally wrong, but I want to say there's like 40 something, maybe 48. But yeah, I gotta read it. I'm hooked. So the 7th challenge is to read 7 books. So read a total of 7, which of course I already have, but I'm going to pick 2 more anyway. And I picked Solace by Gail Carriger because I really, really want to read it, and everyone loves it. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to read it. It just sounds so good. And then I read like the first 50 pages, and I hate to say this, but I don't like it. Like, I don't like the writing, I don't like the main character, I don't know. I mean, I know this is a Victorian era, it's got, got vampires and werewolves. I mean, that kind of thing would just be so good, for me. I love that kind of thing, but I didn't like this. So, I'm sorry, but I won't be reading this series. And I'm so upset because I really wanted to like it. So I picked up I chose Ferris by Marissa Meyer because this is the 4th in the Lunar Chronicles series, and it's Levana's story, and I have to read it before winter comes out in November, so definitely going to be reading that. And then I picked 2 more just because, I really want to read these books, and I picked Fall With Me by Jennifer L. Armentrout, which is the 4th in the Wait For You series. I love this series, and I love Jennifer Armentrout, so yeah, I'll definitely be reading that. And then I picked First Grave on the Right by Dorinda Jones, which is like she's a Grim Reaper and stuff like that. And it sounds so good. So, and she's a private investigator. Sounds really good. And I've heard some really good things about this from the librarian. So I guess this one could be someone else's favorite book. I guess. Yeah. I want to say it could be her favorite book. So, you know, if anything, will definitely do it without me cheating. So, hey, I did that. Okay. Well, that's my video. I'm so sorry for being longer than 15 minutes. I really tried for it not to be. But this is my August TBR, and I hope you guys enjoyed. So stay tuned. Every Wednesday I'll be having a random book video, be it book haul, be it book reviews, you know, anything like has to do with books, of course, like TBRs and wrap-ups and stuff like that. Those will be every Wednesdays. And then Fridays will be my weekend reads, so the books I plan on reading for the weekend. I definitely want to have that kind of schedule, and those are the 2 days that I can film my videos. So, yeah, stay tuned for those. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time.